Hi students, welcome to another session. So far we are dealing with unit 4, that is human development. We have seen the meanings and different types of similar words that are evolution, maturation and development, and we are dealing with stages of human development, and so far we have uh, dealt with infancy and childhood. In the meantime, in the understanding the differences of between the maturation evolution, we have another topic of similar things to know the difference, that is gender and sex roles. So in this session we will cover this topic and proceed forward with the stages of human in the following sessions. So the topic for today is gender and sex roles. Gender and sex roles, what is it? There is a clear difference, and we are seeing psychology so far in the biological and social way. In that manner, gender belongs to social and sex related to biological. Gender related to social and sex related to biological. So these are the two things which we have to remember as a key word in dealing with this topic. So basically, this topic decides why a gender is really important. What are the role of a sex in defining the gender? Is there any particular difference? And why we are using two different words? Let us see what is there in the session and try to understand the difference between gender and sex. Is chess a man's game or woman's game or both? Is chess a man's game, woman's game or both? So generally it feels like both, right? We see in India we have Anand, Vishwanath Anand, particularly from Andhra Pradesh we have Koneru Hampi. These are the two chess players. It's a man game and a woman's game. But in the history, it is a man's game. Is baking a woman's activity or a man's activity? It can also be a both one. Like in homes, women generally do this activity, and in outside the stations like bakery stations or bakeries, women man do the job, the cooking. What about driving? Generally, we see many male persons do this one. Debating, yes. Experimenting. So, how you have observed what is the male ratio and woman ratio, man's and woman ratio? Consider some of the products sold on TV for young men and young women. What do they tell about how girls and boys should be? So there are the physical differences and there are also biological differences which we can observe during these ads, these advertisements, selling the products over digital platform, how they will be uh, showing the product to us. Okay, all these are, there is something communicating between this gender and sex roles, and the jobs we perform will decide these roles. Psychologists have meticulously researched on whether sex differences exist, either male or female differences exist or not. Generally, as a baby develop in the womb, there is no gender. After some time, after some growth, like I said, after 3 years, they identify themselves as a male and female, or a man or a woman. After some, and but basic existence of the human being, the food, the necessities, the shelter, or same for either male or female. Research shows that males have been consistently found to be more aggressive than female. So what happens is the male are more aggressive. They are more energetic. The initiation capacities are high than female. Men perform better than women on tests of sit-ups, the physical short run speeds, long jumps. All these are related to physical activity. In the physical activity, men are performing better. Women show better fine eye-hand coordination. This is a cognitive ability. Physical abilities versus mental abilities than men do, and their joints and limbs are more flexible than men's. So these are the structure, the physical structure of the woman is different, man is different. What do you think is the origin of these differences? Where do these differences come? Are these essential? This is the nature which has given us, right? In other words, are women born with certain feminine traits and men with certain masculine traits? So trait is like a characteristic, masculine and feminine. Or are there differences in the creation of world we live in? So these differences, the creation of world we live in. So is there the naturalistic way of construction of human being? We have to see these differences. And then we can understand what is the masculine, feminine traits, how a man chooses, how a man performs, the differences between physical, mental activities, and so on. Okay. The most powerful roles into which people are socialized are gender roles. Generally, as we have been discussing, social and biological differences. All these are the basic things which we have to differentiate in a human being. They specify the range of behaviors which are considered appropriate for males and females. So there are set of behaviors which are suitable for males. There are set of behaviors which are suitable for females. While sex refers to biological dimension of being male or female, gender refers to social dimension of being male or female. So, so biological dimension and social dimension. These both dimensions will the particular characteristics, roles, requirements, all these define these biological and social dimension. Okay, so sex has two dimensions, that is biological and social. In that way, we have made the word. There are the gender and sex. There are several aspects of gender. Among these important ones are gender identity of male or female, which most children begin to acquire by the time they are about 3 years old and can accurately label themselves as a boy, I am a boy, I am a girl. Either the physical structure or choice of toys. As they grow, preferences can be evidenced in their toys and play, how they play. As said, men are more active and participative, initiative. Female are more protective. Even the society is constructed in such a way. A gender role is a set of expectations that prescribes how females and males should think, act, and feel. So, as a boy, you have had some expectations. As a female, you have to behave in this way, in that way. We have all these differences sitting in gender. Though rewards Parents are important influence. What are the factors that influence this gender identification, gender socialization? So both these things, parents, neighbors, and conditions, environment will decide, will enforce this gender or identification of sex, either it is male or female. So both these factors will decide to understand the gender identification. In the social aspects, we have gender. In the biological aspects, we have sex as identity, male, female, man and woman. Male and female are biological factors, man and woman are social factors of identification. And in terms of rewards, though rewards and punishments, they induce in children gender appropriate and inappropriate behaviors. So male have some particular appropriate behavior. So they have to go fetch things. Women have some particular behavior. They have to cook, protect the family, take care of family, etc. These are the things which we have been attaching to particular gender wise or sex wise. Parents often use rewards and punishments to teach the daughters to be feminine, boys to be masculine. So parents force the children to behave in such a way. As a boy, you have to play with these type of toys. You have to get ready. So generally, daughters wear frocks, ear studs, nose stud, the ornaments, the way we walk, we sit, all these things will be based on gender or the sex things. Peer influence is also considered to be a major contributor of gender socialization. The boys will be behaving in one manner and females will be behaving in one manner. These both things will be are influenced, highly influenced by parent. First of all, as discussed, by 3 years they will be identified themselves as a male or female, and they also communicate with others by identification, gender identification only. All these things will be happening in that way, and later on proceedings have also been planned by the influence of the parents. So parents restrict school-aged girls, generally like 5 to 12 or 15, more than they restrict school-aged boys. That is, boys have some little more freedom. It is about the protection. Girls are protected, more protected. They can be accompanied by a parent, but boys are encouraged to go independently. They also give different types of course or works. So boys will be having some different activities, like they will be playing highly risky games or sports. Even in games activities also there are different things. Media, including cartoons and commercials, are known to perpetuate gender stereotypes. So even the media, the digital media is also having, like you see, as said in the earlier, chess is a different game, badminton, military. The majority of driving, management jobs, majority of these are male oriented. But now there is some change, but still we have clear defined differences of male and female choice of living. Researchers on gender stereotypes in commercials show that across cultures, authority figures in commercials were males. Authority figures, the most commanding, were males, and women are more likely to show be dependent, domestic. dependent on and domestic. Male as independent and non-domestic. Women were more likely to sell body products, promotional product, and men more likely sell sports products. There are clear differences which you are seeing these in deciding the gender. Once children learn the role of a male or a female in the society or in education or any activity, they organize their world on the basis of gender also. It is not only the sex ways like boy or girl, in the main of male or female, they decide how to behave, how to create the world around, how to choose your friends, relations, uh, way of behavior, way of dressing, way of approaching to neighbors, etc. All will be decided based on the gender. Children's attention and behavior are guided by an internal motivation to conform to gender based social cultural standards and stereotypes. This we are discussing. Children also actively socialize themselves according to gender mores of their culture. Once they have internalized gender standards, they begin to expect gender appropriate behavior for themselves. Young boys they refuse to wear feminine clothes in fancy dress competition. And even in the earlier activity, try to behave like a girl if you are a boy. If you are a boy, try to behave like a girl to understand what they are going through, what are the differences they can through. This will help you to understand a human being in the physical aspects and the biological aspects. How you are seeing. This is what feminine clothes. Most men don't prefer. They feel like they are exchanging the biological things itself in behaving like a woman. Okay. When playing house gargar, girls may refuse to play with the father role. Even selecting some activities also, this is not my type of job. This is not my gender related job. All these things, like I said, driving. Yeah, most of the it is like male dominated one, but still there are few opposite gender like women taking cab driving, etc., and sports, even women's sports activities. Once they identified with their own gender, children may model after a powerful cultural figure of the same gender. Like boys will be keeping like some role model of male to be to behave in such way. The gender typing occurs when individuals are ready to encode and organize information along the lines of what is considered appropriate or typical for males and females in the society. So the type, gender type, male and female, man and woman. So they have some internal, strong internal uh, talk, communication that I am this, I'm a male, I'm a female, like that. They decide they will have internal communication to identify their type. So in this manner, the parental influence, cultural factors, deciding factor, the way they live, etc., all these will make the difference to decide as a male by as biologically they are male, but sometimes the growing environment will may turn to behave like a feminine characteristics. Some females when they grow in such area they will have some dominant factors, will be taking challenging activities. All these will be decided on biological factors and social factors. So hope you got a good understanding of how these gender and sex roles are decided. Sex is decided biologically and gender is decided socially. So both these will make a good understanding for us about this. Okay, so if you have any queries, please write to us. Hope you got a clear differences of what is gender on a social basis and what is uh, sex on based on the matter we have discussed. Thank you so much. Have a great day.